2. Welcome back, WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and WNST. We're at Greenmount Station, and I think they're not polite in this segment. They're actually being normal. It's good. They're just talking amongst themselves. It's all good. Pat Ricard is out. We're at Greenmount Station. Luke Jones is here as well. And during the break, you signed some autographs. So let's see. You've signed autographs. You've held a baby, right? What else have we done here tonight? We've talked about Mike Flynn.
He made a little boy cry, too.
Oh, did he?
No, I'm just kidding. No. I'm just kidding.
Was that the fullback or the defensive lineman that did it? Which one did it? I don't know which face you had on. So Mike Flynn is, of all the people that have ever worn a Raven jersey, I'd say I'm probably closest with him. You know, at his wedding, we're still friends 20 years later, the Willy Wonka thing on Broadway and all that stuff. But I text Flynn, and I'm going to leave some of the profanity out of this because, you know, we have a special language that we speak in. But I said, Pat Ricard is out, and he says you have a blanking shrine in the Orno locker room. He said, yeah, let him know who the big dog is out of that program. He said, it's a little much, but my kids liked it. And then he said to me, DeVito would play for the Jets. Tell him DeVito was a bigger deal. So I did. So he said, married a Maine girl. Guy's the mayor up there now.
Yeah, he moved back up there. Yeah, and he's around campus all the time. He was broadcasting our games and everything.
So Mike Flynn, the reason I know Mike Flynn, he was an undrafted free agent. It was 1997-98. And Marcia Broda brought him around, and he was there with Spencer. And I was going through the locker room the week of the draft, the 1998 draft. And it was the 98 draft. Yeah, it was the 98 draft. And I was looking for guys to come out and be players, you know. And they were practice squad guys. And like, hey, you guys want to come out? Yeah, man, I didn't care if they were practice squad players. Come on out. You guys you were here in the middle of April. Come on out. So they came out, and they brought their fathers. It was both of their fathers were in town for the draft. And they sat at my draft party and drank for 6 hours. We got to know each other, and the next thing I know, Flynn's out on the field at Old Soldier Field. Marcia Broda rolled him in there in the final road game. And the next thing you know, Billick shows up, Jim Coletto shows up, and they fell in love with Mike Flynn. They had a coach who loved them and loved him. And Mike Flynn becomes a 10-year player in the league because he just worked harder, worked smarter, guard, center, whatever you need me to do. So it kind of reminds me of you a little bit. Like, you know, whatever you want me to do. You want me to be a fullback? I'll go be a fullback. There's some part of that that's exciting for you when they say that to you. But there's also some part like, I don't know what I'm doing, coach, right? Like a little bit of that?
Yeah, a little bit. At first. Now I'm used to it. It's all I know, really. But at first, yeah, it was like...
Do you know the offense or the defense better?
The defense, just because that's what I played in college. So now it's a lot easier. And defense is a lot easier to learn because offense, it's like there's so many plays, and it's always changing, always adding new plays. Defense is kind of like...
Did you know that about offense? Did you know it was going to be tougher?
Yeah.
Yeah, when they signed you up, you're like, oh, that's going to be complicated.
Yeah, but they make it easier for me, so...
Well, they just send you in the end zone and throw you the ball.
Yeah.
Pretty easy stuff.
Yeah. But isn't Greg Roman even known for you'll run a play, but he will just put so many different layers or so many different strands depending on the opponent any given week?
Yeah, so we'll have to say it's like running power. He will change the formation a different way, running a different way. We'll have maybe someone go in motion a different way this game, or he just knows how to like just orchestrate everybody and just put them different way. For us, it's the same play. The defense, it may look like something completely different just because of just his different guys moving different ways. But that's what he's so great at is just that run game. And now, like I said earlier, now that he's OC, the pass game is now really fluid and transitions well with our run game.
Something for you having a coach like Harbaugh around that, and this is no disrespect to Kitchens this week, and he's under fire, and I'm doing a lot of Cleveland talk this week about it. But when John Harbaugh and Eric DeCosta and this program put something in, there's something about it that I would think if you're a young player here, it's not just, hey, that guy's the coach this week or I need to make him happy. That guy's been here 12 years. That guy survived everybody. That guy knows what he's doing. If that guy believes in me or believes in this, there's probably a little bit more of a buy-in because John Harbaugh's been in losing locker rooms in Kansas City. John Harbaugh was in that losing locker room when you were cheering with your family in New England all those years. But John's been here he's been through everything. Yep. And I think there's a steadying part of that when we're losing by 17 points in Kansas City, when we lose the game and he comes back the next day and when now you're preparing for a really important part of the season, right? These 3 games, we'll all look and say, well, Pittsburgh doesn't have Roethlisberger, and Cleveland's not what they were cracked up to be, and Cincinnati. But for you guys, week by week here, if you can wake up and be 5-1 and have that sort of an advantage, you know this is mission critical moving forward here. And to come off a loss, wash that away for a young team, I think Harbaugh is good at that. It's good at getting everybody focused back on, hey, it's Cleveland this week. That's where it's at.
Yeah, I think you have to take it week by week, every week. And like you said with John, I mean, he's been here for so long. He's been in Super Bowls. He's been in playoffs. He's been on losing teams. So he knows everything. So he knows how to orchestrate his staff and to really get guys to focus every week. Like his team goal for the week is just focus on Cleveland, and that's it. There's nothing else you can focus on. And yeah, I think a lot of guys understand that and know that he's been in these situations before.
You mentioned the focus on this week, though, but is it difficult not to look at the rest of the division right now, knowing you have 3 straight division games? Mm-hmm. Pittsburgh's 0-3. Ben Roethlisberger's not coming back. Cincinnati 0-3. Cleveland, very talented. You can't take them for granted, but they're 1-2. Is there a sense that these next 3 weeks you guys can put the work in, get the job done, and really put yourselves in position to do something really special down the stretch?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you can't really look too far ahead, but you know it's there, and you know that it's exciting that if we can really just focus down and really just take it week by week and win these games, because the division, if you win your division, you're going to the playoffs.
Right.
And
I like home games in January. Yeah. I don't want to go to New England. I mean, no offense to your family, my in-laws. I don't need any more trips to Gillette Stadium.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, these 3 weeks are very important. If, this can make the season right here, just because if you win these next 3 games, it makes the rest of the season that much easier.
Well, it's like John said earlier this week, these division games are almost like 2 because it's a win for you and a loss for another division rival.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Well, we want to get you out for the Bone Marrow Registry for There Goes My Hero. I want to just give a plug for my wife. My wife's had her life saved twice. I tried to get the guys out. We're going to get you swabbed off the air here. We're going to continue the conversation, but I just want to let everybody know we got a big event coming up for There Goes My Hero. Go to theregoesmyhero.org. You can find them at Hero or Go_Hero on Twitter as well, involved in saving my wife's life. We'll be doing that with Nick Boyle next week, as well as, Nick Boyle's into animals. We show your soft side with his dogs, our cats, and all that stuff. So it's dogs and cats. We bond through that. You and I are going to bond through wild Maine blueberries or something like that, I think, before it's all over with. This next month and sitting around watching football for you and your family being involved, and you talk about coming in for the New England game. When I think of Mike Flynn, I think of his parents, because I think my wife and I drank beer with his parents in the upper deck, certainly in all 3 time zones, but all over the place every year. And the families that get involved in this, and for you, you mentioned your family's Patriot fans and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Obviously got to be Ravens fans here. But a fun part for them to be involved in all this too, right? Being a young player. Yeah, absolutely. But, at the same time, my parents, they're 60. So at this point in their lives, they're traveling a lot. So for them to come to my games, it means a lot to me. Even in college, I had another brother who played Division I football, and they were going to his games a lot too. But yeah, it's something you're just very grateful for, that they're able to come down and see you play. But yeah, man. Then you got to get them tickets. Yeah, absolutely. They can't pay for the games to go. Well, I mean, it's got to come out of the pay. We'll take that out of the pay stub every couple Fridays. Appreciate Pat for coming out here. Pat Ricard, everybody, give it up for him. We're at Greenmount Station. I want to get you back so you can go beat Cleveland this week. Get focused on Pittsburgh. We're going to Pittsburgh next week, so we'll see you further on up the road. Fried or broiled? How you're going fried on the crab cake, because we've had this argument here. Maybe you should get one of each. You know what? I'll get both. Matt Skura got one of each 2 weeks ago, and before I could even get down to Owings Mills, he texted me back and said he liked broiled. I'm a fried guy. So, do we have any other fried people here at all, really? I don't dislike fried, but I'm a broiled guy. They do them right here at Greenmount. They pan fry them here lightly. They're not greasy. They're not soaked in it. They're just kissed in the oil just to give them a little bit of crispy on the outside. Fried. There we go. Fried. Sold for the win. 2-50. One of each. Good? Yeah. All right. Nothing fried for him. He's playing. Well, you got to play. We got to keep fattening up here. Do you have trouble keeping weight on or putting weight off? It's pretty good. You look healthy. Yeah. You look like you're eating okay. Yeah. 10,000 calories a day, whether he needs it or not. Pat Ricard, Luke Jones, I'm Nestor. We're signing off from Greenmount Station in Hampstead. We'll be back at Adams Jeep on Monday with Nick Boyle.